Welcome to the final episode of the Super Falcons 2026 WAFCON updates on Ibitoye TV. The Super Falcons ended their campaign at the quarter-final stage of the WAFCON last Sunday, and late last night in Casablanca ended their aspirations to be part of the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. Banyana of South Africa beat the Super Falcons 2-1 in the second World Cup Qualifiers playoff game to pick the second playoff ticket for Africa after the Black Queens of Ghana had picked up the first ticket with a 2-1 win over Cote d'Ivoire. Yesterday's loss capped what was already Nigeria's worst ever outing at the WAFCON. Before now, Nigeria had never failed to qualify for the semi-finals at any WAFCON and had also never failed to qualify for the FIFA Women's World Cup since the first edition in China in 1991. Expectedly, football followers and fans of the Super Falcons are livid and in pain that the hitherto untouchable queens of African football are falling to an all-time low, setting all kinds of negative records just a year after they won their 10th title and were hosted to an elaborate reception by the federal government of Nigeria with the Vice President Senator Ashim Setima and the First Lady Senator Loremi Tinubu in attendance. So the heroes of 2025 have become the zeros of 2026. Different reasons have been adduced for the poor showing of the Super Falcons. Let me attempt to highlight some of them. Number 1. Poor preparations. The preparation for the 2026 WAFCON could have been better. The Super Falcons struggled to find quality preparatory games and friendlies. The Nigeria Football Federation endured many last-minute cancellations of friendly games lined up for the team, limiting them to two-legged friendly games against Cameroon and Senegal. Getting good quality preparatory games for all the national teams is the responsibility of the Nigeria Football Federation, and they have to be alive to it and make this happen no matter how difficult. Number 2. Quality coaching. A few fingers have been pointed in this direction. Without any doubt, there is a dearth of experienced top-grade women football coaches in Nigeria. How do we applaud Coach Justin Modugu and shower accolades on him for last year's WAFCON triumph, and then absolve him of any blame for the disastrous showing in this edition? Modugu faces an uncertain future. The Nigeria Football Federation should take a decision on him immediately. With the FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil next year out of reach, the next focus for the Super Falcons should be the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, United States of America. The Olympic Games qualifiers are starting soon, and this should afford the Super Falcons a good opportunity to bounce back. Number 3. Deliberate developmental plan for women's football in Nigeria. Nigeria is the leading women's football nation in Africa. To be number 1 is tough. To remain number 1 is even tougher. The National Sports Commission and the Nigeria Football Federation should be very deliberate with investment in the women's game and draw up plans to have proper youth team structures for the clubs in the women's league and introduce a lot more grassroots competitions to help discover talents at an early age. Even as the men's leagues are working hard to get more sponsors on board to enhance their visibility, no efforts should be spared to do same for the women's leagues. No doubt about it, the Super Falcons are down and out at the moment, but they must not stay down and out. They have to bounce back, returning bigger, better, and stronger. And that process of the restoration of Nigeria's lost glory in women's football should start now. That's the Super Falcons 2026 WAFCON update package, the final episode. Please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel Ibitoye TV, like, share the videos, and click the notification. Thank you for watching.